Hey everyone, Jose here. Just wanted to touch base with you and let you know how everything's going so far. Got a few things done. Most of it already is done. But I figured I'd go over a couple things that were a little bit of a pain in the neck for me that I think might help you if you try it out on my kind of car, if you got a ZL1 like mine. So I'll just kind of go over it real quick with you. So we got the lid spacer in. Everything seemed to work really well once it was actually settled in there. It slid right in. Everything was fine. The problem you're going to run into, especially with your 2650 guys out there, you had to take out all of this plastic to get behind there. And the reason why I say that is because if you look real close, there is no space whatsoever back there. To get it off was its own ordeal. Nevertheless, I had to take this off here. I cut a big square in the firewall metal up there just so I can have access to those back bolts. I know it seems kind of not the way to go, but I'm telling you it's going to help wonders because you're never going to get tools back there for a lot of the inside bolts that are. I think there's two right there. There's one on the other side adjacent to those corners on each side. They're a little easier to get with like a ratchet if you go from the end here, but for the ones in the middle, there's no way. So I cut that out, and then what I did is I ended up putting some heat shielding and some vinyl mat just in case I ever need to access it again. Made it easier. So as you can see, everything's turning out great so far on the chiller. I got all the condenser stuff in, everything went in great. So far, so good. Now, one thing you're going to run into with the CWA 400 is stock location is a no-go. You might find a way with like a band clamp. I've seen a couple guys do it that way. No way you're going to be able to do it. One location I found that worked, right there. That pump sits really nicely right there, right into the crash bar on the other side. I have the Rotofab intake, so it's going to take up most, the big gulp is going to take up most of this here. But it left a little vacancy there in the corner. And I'll show you guys how that turned out. Also, what I said I wasn't going to do in the beginning, I ended up doing. The trunk tank is gone. So that's out. No longer using that.